Brad and I got married in January 2001, and 3 years later we started trying for a baby, and 1 year on nothing happened, so we went to the doctors and we started a series of tests to see what was wrong. Tests included checking hormone levels by doing blood tests and also laparoscopy. And when the results came back, they actually found out that I had a narrow tube, which made it difficult for us to conceive. Breno, my husband, also had to run some tests, and he also had a problem. And the doctor said that actually would be impossible for us to conceive. And when someone like that, so qualified, come to you saying it's impossible, you actually believe in it. And that's what happens to us. We believed, and it was really hard. The doctors suggested that we would have IVF treatment, and my husband and I, we decided to go ahead with it, as we believe in our hearts that we would never conceive naturally. And you have to be very careful in the words that you believe in, because as soon as you believe, you start saying it, and you say to your friends, you say to everybody else that you have a problem. There's this little story in the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 26 about this lady that just lost her son, and when she was asked if she was okay, if her husband was okay, if her son was okay, she just replied, everything's okay. So because of her faith and because she believed, her son came back to life. And I think if we had that same response, my husband and I, in the beginning, probably everything would be different. We've been through 2 IVFs, which was emotionally very difficult, with all the counting cycles and injections and the egg collections, which was very, very painful afterwards. And then putting the embryo back in and waiting for 2 weeks for the result. Unfortunately, was negative, the 2 IVFs, and I felt tired, awkward, half a woman, and I didn't fit in church. We didn't fit in the youth group or young couples. It seems that they were all speaking a different language than us, and at the time as well, it seems that the whole world was having babies, and it was very hard. We decided to move to Cheltenham to have a better lifestyle and to live near our family as well. And short after that we joined D7 Church, and soon enough I was part of Girls' Night, which I enjoyed very much. Girls are very lively and very friendly, and so I shared my problem with them, and they were very supportive, and they prayed with me. They heard me cry so many times, and I felt really loved and encouraged. So it was very, very special. And at the same time, my grandmother back in Brazil, they started a prayer group specifically to pray for Bren and I, and Bren and I, we joined in, and we fasted and we prayed, and we done the earnest prayer from the Bible, and was very comforting to know how you can get support from your church and for brothers and sisters all over the world, actually. And yes, very special, very special. Mother's Day 2010, in our Sunday service, they called all the mothers to the front, and I wasn't expecting, so they called me as well, which was very special to me. And they prayed for all the mothers, but they done a special prayer for me, and they gave away flowers as well, and it was really lovely. I felt really supported, and I felt that's God saying, Debbie, trust in me, you know, I'm doing something. And the same happened to Bren on Father's Day. They prayed for him as well, and today we know that was a prophetic action. After some time, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had my mind filled with this story of the woman that touched Jesus' clothes and she was healed. And my thoughts were if I was preaching to loads of people, and I was talking to God and saying how I'm going to talk to people about healing if I got a problem. And I went to girls' night and I shared that with the ladies there, and Angela said, Debbie, actually you've been healed. And I felt a certainty coming from her voice, and I wasn't expecting that. Okay. I got home that night and I told Breno we should stop praying for healing, and we should start thanking God for our healing. And funny enough, weeks later it was confirmed my sister was pregnant. And after speaking to her on the phone, I went to my bedroom, picked up some baby's clothes that I had bought, and I was crying my eyes out and praying and saying, God, this is going to be really hard. My sister and I, we share everything, so she was going to tell me all about her pregnancy and her baby, and I was like, this is the perfect timing, God, to a miracle here. And life went on as normal, and people kept saying to me, when you relax, when you forget, it will happen. But I was never able to forget. It was always on the back of my mind. But because of God's grace and power and love, on October 2010, I felt strangely tired. Everything seems too much for me, and 2 weeks later we found out that we were expecting. and it was a moment of lots of emotions. We both called our parents, and they were overjoyed for us, and it was really a blessing. And that's the message I want to leave for you today, is that you can be more, and don't go around believing that you got a sickness or that you got a problem, but be like that lady that she believed, and when she touched Jesus' clothes, she was healed. So live the life that you deserve it, and that God has prepared for you. So be more.